Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 5, Lesson 36, and today we're exploring the perfect tenses, present, past, and future. Don't let the name scare you. The perfect tenses are simply a clever way of connecting one moment in time to another. And the very best part is that all three are built from the same little recipe. Let's dig in and see how they work. Let's begin with the big idea behind these tenses. The perfect tenses connect one time to another. They take one action and link it to a second point in time. Here's the beautiful part. All three of them are built the very same way. Every perfect tense uses a form of have plus the past participle of a verb. Whether we're talking about the present, the past, or the future, that recipe never changes. A form of have, has, had, or will have, sitting in front of a past participle. Learn that one pattern and you're most of the way there. Since every perfect tense needs a past participle, let's make sure that word is crystal clear. The past participle is the verb form that follows have. For regular verbs, it's easy. You just add ed. Walk becomes walked. Finish becomes finished. Now, irregular verbs are the ones to watch. Their past participles are special forms you simply memorize. Eat becomes eaten. See becomes seen. Write becomes written. Notice these aren't the plain past tense. Ate and saw won't do the job here. And remember, a past participle pairs with a form of have. All by itself, with no have in front of it, it can't carry a perfect tense. Now let's meet the three tenses one at a time, starting with the present perfect. The present perfect is has or have plus a past participle. Take this sentence. She has read that novel. There's our helping verb, has. And there's our past participle, read, has read, working together as a team. What does it mean? Often, the present perfect points to an action at some indefinite past time. We don't say exactly when she read it, only that at some point she has. But it has a second use too. I have practiced piano for years, and still do. There, the action began in the past and continues right up to now. Either way, the signal that you're in the present perfect is the word has or have out in front of that participle. Next comes the past perfect, and this is where the perfect tenses really earn their keep. The past perfect is had plus a past participle. It shows that one past action began and ended before another past action started. Picture a little timeline, reading left to right. They had left, that's our first event, and we mark it with had. Then, before we arrived, that's our second event, later in time. So the leaving happened first, and the arriving happened second. That's the whole point of the past perfect. When you have two things in the past, had marks the earlier one, the action that was already finished before the other one began. Last of the three is the future perfect. The future perfect is will have plus a past participle. It shows an action that will begin and end before another future event starts. Listen, by the time the year ends, I will have finished 10 reports. There's the helping phrase, will have, and there's the participle, finished, will have finished. Now, find the two future moments. The year ending is one point in the future, but the finishing of the reports happens before that point. So, will have tells us the action is already complete before that later future moment arrives. Whenever one future thing wraps up before another future thing, you reach for will have plus a participle. Here's the shortcut that ties it all together. Because every perfect tense uses a form of have, the exact form is your signal. It tells you instantly which tense you're in. If you see has or have in front of the participle, you're in the present perfect. If you see had, you're in the past perfect, the earlier of two past actions. And if you see will have, you're in the future perfect, pointing to something finished before a future moment. So don't hunt for the whole meaning first. Just spot the form of have sitting in front of the participle, and it will name the tense for you. Let's boil the whole lesson into a quick check you can run on any sentence. Step 1. Find the perfect tense by looking for a form of have followed by a past participle. That pairing is the giveaway. Step 2. Ask which form of have it is. Is it has or have? Is it had or is it will have? Step 3. That form names the tense for you. Has or have means present perfect. Had means past perfect. Will have means future perfect. 3 tenses, 1 simple pattern, all built on the word have. Let's put it to work. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll show you a sentence and you name the perfect tense, present, past, or future. Look for the form of have in front of the participle. It will point you straight to the answer. Pause the video and try each before I reveal it. By noon, the crew will have raised the tent. Look at the verb, will have raised. That will have is your signal. It points to an action finished before a future moment, noon. So this is the future perfect. The show had ended before we found our seats. Here, the verb is had ended. That had tells you the ending came first, before the later past action of finding our seats. 2 past events, and had marks the earlier one. So this is the past perfect. I have finished my homework already. The verb is have finished. Have in front of the participle is the mark of the present perfect, an action completed at some point up to now. So this is the present perfect. In this second set, each sentence is missing its helping verb. Read the clues about time, then choose the form of have that fits. Has or have, had or will have. Pause and try each before I answer. By next spring, she blank graduated from high school. The phrase by next spring points to a moment in the future, and the graduating finishes before it. That calls for the future perfect. So the answer is will have. She will have graduated. We blank met once before you introduced us. There are 2 past actions here, the meeting and the introducing. The meeting came first, so we need the past perfect to mark that earlier event. The answer is had. We had met. She blank lived in Ohio since she was a child. The word since tells you the living began in the past and continues right up to now. That ongoing, up to the present action is the present perfect. So the answer is has. She has lived. Let's gather up everything we learned. Every perfect tense is built the same way, a form of have plus a past participle. The present perfect uses has or have, and it names an action at some indefinite past time, or one that's still going on now. The past perfect uses had, and it marks the earlier of 2 past events, the one that finished first. And the future perfect uses will have, showing an action that will be complete before some future moment arrives. The shortcut for all 3 is the same. Find the form of have sitting in front of the participle, and it will name the tense for you. Wonderful work today. I'll see you in the next lesson.